my question is, oh my god, my Swedish is gonna be so bad. What was the hardest or most heartbreaking scene to do with Alycia, apart from that scene?
Apart from the death scene?
Apart from that, what was the most heartbreaking for
Heartbreaking?
for you and for Alycia?
For me?
Yeah.
And for Alycia? Well, I mean, the heartbreaking one was the death. There's nothing that can, like, was even close. Like, I went, that's what it was.
But it was hard to shoot or something.
Hard to shoot?
Yeah.
There was a couple of scenes, anything where we had, like, a lot of extras or horses on set, which were a few times. We had some, or even if it would be like a 12-hour night shoot, and it would be in the rain from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Like, that's a really tough shooting day, because then your body clock's completely out and have like 5 horses and 100 extras with wielding weapons, and that can then be a little tricky to keep the momentum up and the energy. But it's also, you know, no one gets to do stuff like that, so it's really fun.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, you. Get the mic, yes? Yeah, it's very important. Go ahead, please.
Microphone. Hi, I'm from Switzerland, Elizabeth, and actually I want to thank you for coming here. Sorry, my voice is so shaky. It's going to be a really, really embarrassing question too. Nothing regarding Alycia, okay? And I just want to also, yes, I just want to also apologize for my awkwardness yesterday.
Your what?
Awkwardness.
Don't worry about
No,
it.
don't worry.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
What's your question?
What's your question? Yeah.
Some of my friends told me that I wouldn't dare to do it. So I said I would, and they don't believe me. So actually the question is, would you go on a date with me? Sorry?
Did you win some money out of that one?
No, nothing.
Oh, that's a bad bet.
Well, I'm very, very flattered. However, pardon? I missed that again.
You're already going with me.
I'm already going with her. Thank you, though.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I'm Anna from Sweden, and I just wanted to ask you, because like I felt kind of mad at how Alycia died, like her death. It seemed like it could have been done better, and I was wondering if you could decide how she died, how would you like want that to happen?
Well, you know what? It's really not. It's difficult. I mean, it depends on so many different things. Like, if it was just any kind of situation where it's like, oh, the character can keep on living, and well, then there's no reason to, like, why not then keep this great character alive? However, it had nothing to do with, like, you know, the story. A lot of this was scheduling conflicts in my work life, and the way of, and the writers on the show, I mean, that's their job, and everything that they did was really just out of creative interest. It wasn't anything to be hurtful for anyone, and they did not mean it to be hurtful. I'm sorry that a lot of you felt that way. No one, it's awful to know how heartbreaking it is, and for people to feel like that. So it definitely wasn't intended to be that. But yeah, so it's kind of hard. I'm not a writer myself, so I feel like I feel confident knowing that the writers are so talented on our show. I think that's also one of the reasons why this show is done so well, and why it's like amassed such an incredible, passionate group of people, because it was written so well. We've got such a great cast, and it's hard. It saddens me almost to know that this was such an event that tarnished the show. Especially for such an important, you know, group of people, and so, I mean, I like knowing that, you know, it wasn't about creativity behind, yeah, it was just a creative thing. So yeah, that's
Non ha risposto comunque. Brava.
Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Dana Lynn from California, and I was just wondering if Alycia Clark and Alexa were to meet, do you think they would get along?
Yeah.
I feel like Alycia Clark would offer up some sass to Alexa and be like, you don't want me around, and then I feel like Alycia Clark would be more of like an Octavia towards Alexa, if that makes sense. But no, I don't think they would. I don't know that many people get along with Alexa, if you know what I mean. She's not that forgiving.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Yes. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Josie from Germany, and my question is, would you be willing to go to great lengths for a role, like for example, gain weight or lose weight, cut your hair, stuff like that?
Good question. The gaining weight and losing weight thing, to be honest, that seems really, really intense. But in terms of like cutting my hair or something like that, if I really, really loved the role, yeah, I'd consider it for sure.
Okay, thank you. Next question, please.
Hi, Alycia. It's Irene from South Korea. So I wanted to ask you, what do you think has been the most difficult aspect in your career so far?
There was a year where I first moved out to LA when I was 18, and I worked really quickly and really solidly for a year. I kind of booked job after job, and it went really smoothly for me, and I kind of made a lot of friends quite quickly, and I bounced around from house to house, staying in different areas, and then finally for my second year I decided I'm going to stay and live here, and I didn't book a job for the entire year. And I came close to a lot of things, but it was a really trying and testing time because it tested a lot of my belief in myself, or how, if I should be staying out there, and it was really hard. Los Angeles is not the most easy city sometimes, because the industry can be a little unforgiving. So that was probably one of the hardest points.
Okay, thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Caroline from Denmark. My question is kind of going back to the role model. Who or what is your biggest inspiration in life?
In life.
In life, yeah. Tough question.
That's deep.
That's deep. In life, to be honest, I take a lot of my role models. I mean, my parents are two people that obviously I've always looked up to in the way that they raised me, and my brother, and everything that they've done for us. But in terms of exterior sort of people, I look up to a lot of people that hung in my field, to be honest. Like, I love, I appreciate, I guess, leaders and like scientists and medical professionals. Like, that's kind of, I take a lot of inspiration from that, actually. Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Vivi, and I'm from Denmark as well. My question is, what are your guilty pleasures?
Oh, yeah. My guilty pleasures. Bread. And trashy TV. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians every now and then if I really want to zone out. That's probably the two of them, I'd say.
Okay. I love
If you need
that.
something mindless, that's where it's at.
I agree. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hello. I'm Luna from Denmark. You can just call me Yune because it's nice. My question is, if you could choose any actor in the world, who would you co-star in a movie with?
we choose? It changes all the time, changes day to day, depending on how I feel. But if I could really work with anyone at this point, oh, maybe it would be well, I mean, it would be like De Niro, but then like Kate Blanchett, but baby George Clooney. Or maybe Julia Roberts.
Do you play any instruments?
Do I? Mm-hmm. I'm a classical. Well, I studied classical percussion and drum kit for like 12 years, 11 years. Nice.
Thank you. And I just gotta say, guys, please keep it to one question per person because there's a lot of you. Okay? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jan and I'm from Denmark as well. My question is, which fandoms are you in yourself?
What?
What fandoms are you in yourself?
What fandoms?
Yeah. What are you a fan of?
Does Neil deGrasse Tyson count as a fandom? That's where I'm at.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, I'm Simone, and my question is, how did you become friends with Maya Mitchell?
Oh, that's a good question. So Maya and I, we met when we were 11. Maya, Mani, and I don't know if some of you maybe know who Mani is, but we met when we did oral audition for a TV show back home in Australia, and we flew up to Brisbane for a couple of days to test for it. And Maya and I were doing auditioning for separate parts, and she got the role, and I didn't get the role. And our mothers sort of became friends, and then we lived in separate cities, so they kind of kept in contact for a little bit, but then we lost contact. And then when I came out to LA for the first year, I was staying, when I first arrived, at this hotel, and she happened to be staying at the same hotel. And so one day I got a knock on my door, and suddenly it was like, oh my gosh, it's Maya Mitchell, but 7 years later. And we, got along so well, and then we just decided that was that, we should be friends, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was mortified. Yeah, so we've known each other actually a really long time.
Go ahead.
My question, I'm Camilla from Denmark. It's kind of related to her question. Do you and Maya watch each other's shows?
No. No, we don't, actually. I don't think I've seen an episode of The Fosters. And I saw Teen Beach because, I saw that as well. But no, not really, actually. The funny thing is, like, with most of my friends, like, our careers really take the sidelines. It's, we don't really talk about a lot of that stuff, and we just happen to be doing some very similar things. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
My name is Korea from Denmark. What is like your favorite TV show other than the 101 Days? Maybe Stranger Things.
Thank you for coming. Okay, so haven't seen Stranger Things yet. That's the next show I'm about to watch. I love Mad Men, Breaking Bad, and I think like Friends is probably one of my all-time favorite shows.
Hi Alycia, I'm Jennifer from Denmark. I was actually gonna ask the same, so I don't really know what to ask now.
Wait, she took your question?
Yeah, it was the same about hers, about TV shows.
Ah, well, I also like Seinfeld.
Hope you're gonna come back.
It's great to see you too. So sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Domingo from Denmark, and I just want to thank you for being such an awesome person and for always bringing smiles on our faces even in the darkest times. Thank you. My question is, if there was an apocalypse and you could choose one person as your companion, who would you choose?
Probably someone that's not like in my family or like my friend group, because I'd probably choose one of them, obviously. Be like, no, I'm gonna take someone who's close to me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Stephanie. I'm from the United States. My question is about Madison and Alicia's relationship, and specifically, basically Alicia's progression after Nick leaving despite Madison's ignorance towards her, and their upcoming tension or confrontation, and how that might play out in like season 3 and how the relationship's going to be.
Yeah, great question. Tonight's episode's a really great episode for that, actually. It's on a little promo. Although maybe it's Monday morning here. Yeah. But yeah, Madison and Alicia's relationship, that's kind of one of the dynamics you don't often see on TV. I think it's such a fantastic relationship. You often see like father-son combos. But a mother-daughter relationship is difficult, it's complicated, because mothers and daughters have a lot more, from my experience and most people I know, there's a lot more tension in different ways because they are so similar most of the time. And what I like about this relationship is, in the show, you really see that flux, that ebb and flow between the two of them needing each other, and then, or Alycia really craving and desiring her mother's affection and love, where it's kind of her attention's placed on Nick most of the time. And I think that's one of the stronger essences within Alycia, is that craving for her mother's attention and love. And so I think a lot of the things she does is really for that, even if she doesn't know it. But we start to really explore that in a really great way, that they're, that push and pull dynamic between the two of them. And I'm excited for either, it hasn't been established yet, but I'm excited to see if Madison and Alicia's relationship will either rise to a very similar place and they'll support each other, or if they'll actually end up breaking away because of their differences and her innate kind of capacity to always be searching for Nick.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Louise from Denmark. My question is also regarding Fear the Walking Dead. What do you think about Alicia's development in the series so far compared to what you might have imagined when you first got the role and started character creating in your head?
When we first started with Alycia, she appeared quite tough and kind of a little bit of a kid with some rough edges that was from more of a rougher neighborhood. I guess growing up with a drug addicted brother and a mother that was sort of, you know, there but not totally there, and a father that just wasn't. And I think what initially defined her was this toughness that she had, but what's interesting, and especially in the first season and half of season 2, this ability for her to have that kind of nonchalant sassiness and naivety. I think she's quite a smart girl, but she has that sort of chip on her shoulder of a reluctance, because she's always had to prove herself. So around her family, there's sort of like a reluctance to do so. But now seeing her grow, it's been nice to see her be a teenager and then make the mistakes to finally becoming someone in her own right of leadership and discovering her own self kind of by herself. So it's been nice to see her really go from being a teenager into a young woman, and that's something we're going to continue to see, hopefully.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Ella from Copenhagen. I'd like to ask, well, first I'd like to say thank you for empowering and inspiring LGBTQ youth.
That's what you guys. Look at you guys. Everyone's coming out for it. Oh, great.
That really means a lot, and women in general. But I'd like to ask what motivates you to stay in this business, because it can be really tough for a woman.
The motivation for me has always been the same. It's just that I love doing this, and it's unfortunate that there are ulterior things and exterior problems that have nothing to do with you that get in the way. But that's never been my sole focus. I don't do this job because I want a relationship with fame or money. It's so never been about that for me, and it will not be about that for me. I do this because I love doing it. And I always only ever hope to work with really great people and be inspired by them. And I think that's really the only reason for doing something like this, because the rest of it's just lights and mirrors. I mean, it's not real, really. It is, but it's all from like the difference between being there where you guys are and being up here. It's very misleading in many ways. But it's nice to be a part of a generation where women are seeing like a lot more representation on screen, and finally we're seeing a kind of a more equilibrium.
Hi. I'm Irina from Russia. I just want to say I so much love you, and I really want you to be happy. Thank you for being here for me, and you're awesome. Thank you very much. And I'm going to say some words. Can you repeat it for Russian fans?
I will try, my honest.
Say Yoha.
Yoha? Wait, what am I saying?
Don't worry. Yoha. Repeat again.
Yoha?
Всегда.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
It means Lexa forever.
Oh, Lexa forever?
Yoha.
Yoha?
Всегда.
Навсегда.
Навсегда.
Lexa.